This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 1334. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome. End of the week, end of the holiday period, beginning of the new year, and today I answer one of those classic questions. How do I find a job without having a resume? Hope you find it helpful. Hope you give it a great review in Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to the show. And by the way, this weekend, take my classes on Skillshare. At Skillshare.com, you can take a bunch of my classes, including the top 10 questions you'll be asked on any interview, plus bonuses, classes about negotiating, classes about a whole bunch of things, including behavioral interviews, and more. Again, Skillshare.com, and if you decide to join the site and use the link in the show notes, you'll get 2 months for free instead of just the one that the site offers. Now with that, let's get going. The question I was asked was, how do you find a job without a resume? Now, there's lots of different ways, but I think the answer has to come down to 2 things. Number one is, if you're very inexperienced, you're looking for something, like a job in retail or a job at a fast food restaurant, you don't need a resume. They may ask you to complete an application, but the idea of the formal resume is not important. However, if you're in a professional discipline, how do you find a job without a resume is a great question. And the simplest way to answer is, why would an employer want to talk to you without you following the convention of submitting a resume? I think the answer is real clear. They have a particular need, and you have the experience that they are looking for. How do they know that? Well, number one is perhaps they've seen your LinkedIn profile. Number 2 is perhaps you've been referred to them by someone who knows of your work and is a strong proponent of it. Perhaps they saw you speak at a group where you were the resident expert on stage, presenting on that situation. Being the expert in a field changes the rules. Because the rules, I put that in air quotes, of course, are designed for the average individual, the one who's compliant, the one who there's no reason to bend for them. There's just another one right behind them. But if you are seen as an expert, you have opportunities that other people don't have. Now, how can you present yourself as an expert? Well, I gave one example earlier. You're up on the stage at a conference. You are presenting. Number 2 is you've written about this subject for years. Books are a business card for a lot of individuals. After all, when you think about it, what is a book telling us? It's telling us that you have knowledge and expertise on a particular subject that makes you different than other people. Pretty simple. So if you want to be found, if you're in a professional field, if you want to be sought after, if you want to avoid the resume trap, so that when they call you up and say, Jeff, we'd like to talk with you about an opportunity with a client of ours. Great, let's talk. You talk for a while, and then they said, so do you have a resume? No. I don't have a resume. You know about my background. You reached out to me. Remember, it wasn't from LinkedIn. You got a referral to me, and let's get together and talk. Because frankly, I don't have the time. I've got a full plate ahead of me to write out a resume. To you get the idea. So that's the easiest way to do it.